Looks to his right and completes it. Touchdown to Stanley Boom Williams.
Pass complete, Glenn Gibbons.
Barker looking, under pressure, throws, and it's caught. Touchdown, Wranglers. That's Quentin Randolph with the score. Inside handoff to Randolph. Randolph dives in for the touchdown. Wranglers answer right back. Randolph is just a one-man wrecking crew.
Well, that's the same play they scored on going the other way in the first half.
Here it is. Barker complete and spinning out of the tackle is Randolph, and he's still on his feet down to the 10-yard line. So some missed opportunities for tackles there to keep him in check. Barker under pressure, and he throws it, and it's caught. Touchdown. And again, that's Randolph.
My gosh.
7th touchdown he's responsible for tonight for Randolph. And this game just tightened again. Barker under pressure, throws it wide open, touchdown. Randolph. Just like that, the game is tied.
Wow, they just turned it around in a matter of seconds.
Two receivers in motion, the handoff, inside handoff, and that is Randolph, and Randolph's in for the Wranglers touchdown. They answer quickly. The scorer get out of bounds. He's under pressure. He's going to run. Boy, he's close to the line of scrimmage. It's complete, and that's a touchdown for the Wranglers, and that's complete to Gibbons. Glenn Gibbons Jr. with the touchdown, and right at the line of scrimmage was Barker when he threw that. There's a pass, and over the boards. Is it held on to? Is it held on to? Touchdown for Randolph. What a catch as he flips over the boards, and Northern Arizona cuts the lead again.
Wow, unbelievable catch right there.
Two receivers in motion, takes the snap. Pressured up the middle, throws, and it's caught. And again, tumbling over for a touchdown is Randolph. And Quentin Randolph is making a living out of flipping over the boards here at the Boneyard for Wrangler touchdowns.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Colt Grill here in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona. Another edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup on the air. So glad you joined us this evening on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. James Poovey, alongside my color analyst for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, we're going to talk Wranglers football once again tonight, recap the game from this past weekend against the Tucson Sugar Skulls, and look ahead to that game coming up this Saturday in San Jose, California against the Bay Area Panthers.
Yeah, that'll be a good trip to San Jose. We'll, as you mentioned, recap the 10-point loss in Tucson. The men came out and they played well. They played hard, but Tucson was just they came out victorious that night. It was a tough road. It was a tough loss. It's always hard to win on the road, especially in the Indoor Football League.
It is tough to win on the road, especially in the Indoor Football League, but the team battled all night long, and obviously we'll recap that game and then put that one to bed, look ahead to the Bay Area Panthers, and talk about some exciting plays that happened on Saturday night. There was a lot of fun had by both teams in that arena on Saturday.
Yeah, folks, you saw just 10 of the great plays that the Wranglers had on offense and defense, but there was a ton of other action that went on down at Tucson Arena that we'll talk about. We'll have Coach Moss on. We'll have Quentin Randolph, wide receiver, the young man that should be Offensive Player of the Week, Indoor Football League. He should be the Offensive Player of the Week, wink, wink. And also Jaquan Artist, the reigning Defensive Player of the Week for the Indoor Football League, will also join us.
It's going to be a great show, so stay with us here. We'll come back to the Colt Grill here in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and be joined by head coach Les Moss right after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup here on YouTube. We'll be right back to the Colt Grill right after this. Stay with us.
There's a little piece of magic in the heart of the Verde Valley, where adventure is encouraged. Whether you're whining and dining, rocking and rolling, or pushing and pulling, it's your adventure. Play however you choose.
If you're struggling to pay your energy bill or know someone who is, we're here to help. Find APS bill assistance programs to reduce your monthly payment or help pay down the bill. Short-term relief like crisis bill assistance can help during a rough patch, while our energy support program can reduce your bill every month. Explore all your assistance options and see if you qualify at avs.com/here to help.
Back inside the Colt Grill here in Prescott Valley, Arizona. The Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup on the air. We're pleased now to be joined by head coach Les Moss. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Good. We appreciate you taking the time. Let's talk a little bit about the game this past Saturday night, just a mere 48 hours ago down there in Tucson. It was a battle. The offenses were really on fire for both teams. Unfortunately, we came 10 points short, but a lot of good things to build on in that game.
Yeah, we, it was a tough game on the road against a team that, had fallen on some misfortune, but they'd only lost a couple games by close scores. And, they got a really good quarterback. They have an excellent offense. They were number 1 or number 2 in the league in scoring. And we knew that we were going to have to score points, and we were able to do that. But we did turn the ball over a couple times, and I think that was the difference in the game.
It always is that margin of error, Coach, with the pick six and then the turnover in the third quarter, which led to another score for Tucson, and then 2 missed extra points and a missed field goal. It's just the little things that always turn out and snowball into more.
Well, we fumbled a kickoff also, so we had 3 turnovers. Now we got a fumble and we got an onside kick, but the difference in the game was obviously the turnovers. So it was a disappointing loss, but we learned a lot of lessons from that loss, and we'll regroup and get ready to go beat a Bay Area team this week.
So you guys will go back to work tomorrow. We understand you worked 4 days out from the game. What will be the message to the team to keep that momentum going that you had before that game at Tucson and kind of right this ship a little bit? You guys are really playing well right now. Just need to correct a few things, coach them up on film, and then get back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, this is professional football. So you're not, it's a 16-game season. You're not going to go undefeated. Nobody's you might go undefeated in the regular season. I think Arizona did that a couple years ago, but it's hard to win 16 games in a row. Winning 3 in a row at home. We started off 3-1, and now we're 3-2. So we got to regroup a little bit, but we still have a young team, and these guys are learning lessons every day. The real bright spot for us as a coaching staff is, we did have that interception for a touchdown, and a lot of teams at that point may shut it down, but we were able to go down and get a touchdown to end the first half, and that was a huge momentum lift for us. We had the ball coming out the second half, but then we turned it over. So those are lessons learned, and each regular season game is like a test, but they're not final exams. They're final exams when you get into the playoffs.
Right.
Yes. single elimination.
And they carry a lot more weight at that
So
point
they
as well,
sure
right,
do.
Coach?
And it stinks, learning lessons in a loss, but we'll regroup. We got a good team, and we know that, and they know that. They know they're a good team, and they understand when they don't make the plays to win games, and we'll put an emphasis on the things we need to put an emphasis on this week, and go back to work.
When it comes to offense, again, they ramped it up again, scoring 62 points. Caleb Barker threw 7 touchdowns, all to Quentin Randolph at 5 of them, and 22 first downs. So the offense continues to click. What did you like from what you saw from your offense?
Offensively, I thought we played well outside of a few plays, and Q had a huge game. Caleb really took a big step forward in his development. It's still a young season. We're just over the quarter mark, so we got a lot of football to play, and we're really looking forward to it.
Coach, you mentioned the quarter mark. We've played 5 games now here into this 2022 season. It takes a while to put your stamp on a team and really put your culture into place. How do you think that process is coming along from a player perspective and from your coaching staff and everything? How is everything gelling together as an entire unit?
Well, I think that they bought into what we're teaching, and everybody's pulling the rope the same direction, and we're positive coaches. We don't really dwell on the negatives too much. Yesterday wasn't too fun watching that game film, but the players are off today, and we'll get back to work on Wednesday. But it's these guys are a lot of fun. They're a good team. They're a close team. They get along, and they're a lot of fun to work with. That's for sure.
And it's just cool just being able to meet the young men and try to meet them in the green room and get them prepared for coming on here, Coach, and talking to Quentin and talking to Jaquan and talking to Ulyss and all the other players here, talking to Ford, Mercado, Anderson. I really love, as you mentioned, the makeup of these young men, really quality, really character young men on this football team.
Oh, they really are. I mean, they're a lot of fun to work with. I mean, it's a joy to come to work and work with these young men. It really is.
Coach, we've now officially turned the page on the Tucson Sugar Skulls game. We look ahead to the Bay Area Panthers this coming Saturday night. We took care of them one time already this season. They're an expansion team, much as we were last season. What kind of challenges did they pose for us this week? It's obviously hard to beat a team twice because they got you on film now. They can go back and look at any chinks in our armor. What is the game plan for this Saturday?
Well, we're going to go out and play good defense and score more points than they do.
There you go. There you go.
That's the game plan, folks. Yep.
There you have it.
So, I mean, as always, we need to protect our quarterback and take care of the football and get after their quarterback and get off the field on third and fourth down on offense and dominate the special teams. And as long as we're able to do things and play Wrangler football, we're going to be okay.
When a young man like Quentin does what he did you talk to him much on the sidelines after he's scoring all these touchdowns and he's already on a high? Did you really talk to him much on the sidelines, or just kind of let him be and let him just kind of be in his own world and do his own thing?
No, I didn't have much to say to him. Just good job. He was in his zone, and just stay out of his way, let him make plays. Caleb threw some balls in there, but he made some terrific catches. He had a couple great runs. I mean, 7 points, or 7 touchdowns. That's rare air. Any time. That's a lot of touchdowns in one game for one individual, and he had a great game. But the impressive part about it is those 2 catches that he made going over the wall. That's for young receivers coming into this game. That wall, we call it wallitis. It's an ailment, and the only way to get over wallitis is to do that a few times, and then you get over it. That's secure because the wall is undefeated. And he did a great job. I mean, both those catches were excellent catches. One of them was right. He just went. It seemed like he went right over top of my head, and it was right beside me. But it was an impressive showing by Q, and he's just going to get better and better as the season goes on.
Coach Les Moss joining us here on the Wranglers Roundup. Coach, thanks once again for your time. We look forward to the game this Saturday at the Bay Area Panthers out there in San Jose, California. And we appreciate your time this evening. Thanks for coming on and joining us. And we look forward to more Wranglers football as we go forward here this season.
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to see you guys.
Absolutely. Always great to see you.
Thank you, Coach.
Right,
Coach Les Moss joining us here on the program. Stay with us. We'll come right back, and we'll visit with wide receiver Quentin Randolph. 7 touchdowns this past Saturday night. We will recap those touchdowns and talk a little bit more with that gentleman. We'll also be joined later on in the program by Jaquan Artis, also having himself a season here so far for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Stay with us. We'll be right back here to the Colt Grill in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona, right after this.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. They do so much for you. When they're out there all alone, there's something we can do. T-Mobile, look at these maps, they don't lie. And faster speeds nationwide. Let's do it for the phones.
If you're struggling to pay your energy bill or know someone who is, we're here to help. Find APS bill assistance programs to reduce your monthly payment or help pay down the bill. Short-term relief like crisis bill assistance can help during a rough patch, while our energy support program can reduce your bill every month. Explore all your assistance options and see if you qualify at aps.com/here to help.
We welcome you back inside the Colt Grill here in Prescott Valley, Arizona. The Wranglers Roundup on the air. We're pleased now to be joined by wide receiver Quentin Randolph, the star of the show last Saturday, just 2 days ago down there in Tucson. 7 tutties, 5 receiving touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Obviously, the team came up short of the goal, which was to win the ball game on Saturday night, but you had to feel good about your contributions.
It felt good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a competitor. I'm a leader first, so winning is the most important thing. So it didn't feel too good. You got to try to knock that off and
Yes.
get back to work on Monday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 7 touchdowns. You and Caleb were in a complete rhythm as far as the 5 touchdowns, and you had the 2 rushing touchdowns. 2 of rushes were for touchdowns, so that's a good ratio. 2 rushes, 2 touchdowns. So we like to see that from
Yes,
you,
sir.
Q. We like to
Yes,
see
sir.
that on a gamely basis. Can we do that?
I can tote the pill too now. I
Okay.
used to play
We
running
saw
back.
it. We
All
saw
right.
it now.
All right.
You could put that thing high and tight and take it up the field when necessary.
Yes, sir.
Talk about your connection with your quarterback, Caleb Barker. Obviously, you guys have to be on the same page. There's a lot of nonverbal stuff that goes on in this game of football. Talk about the relationship between you two guys.
Man, it's just grown so tremendously since, the first week we couldn't really get on the same page. Balls were slipping out and we got here March 1st. It's about to be the end of April. So our chemistry in this 1 month or month and a half or so has really developed. I really saw a change about the 3rd game of the year.
Okay.
It was one specific play. I actually had a corner route, but the DB was playing outside of me, so I converted it to a post on my own, and Caleb hit me on stride for a big play, and right then there, I knew, man, my quarterback's on the same page as me.
All right.
Year.
All right.
Q, how are you guys developing your relationship outside of practice? Like when you're in social situations, when you guys are just sitting around just kicking it, how are you building that relationship that way?
We started off pretty good today. I just got done hanging out with Caleb actually today.
Okay.
I went to his apartment. We kicked it at the pool, him and his wife and a couple of other receivers. So the off the field relationship is also very important, and we handle that very well too.
That is important indeed. Now, as you guys get ready to put this one behind you at Tucson and look forward to the Bay Area Panthers, what do you do yourself to get yourself hyped up? Do you have any kind of pregame routines? Is there anything you like to listen to in the AirPods before the game? Maybe get you jacked up a little bit. Talk to us about that. Is there anything special that you have to do to get fired up for the game?
Nothing too specific. I got my same playlist. I'm using the same playlist I've used actually in my senior year of college. I still use that. Still got the same tunes. I like to lock in that way.
What we got on that playlist? Give us a couple.
We got some Chief Keef. We got some Young Thug. We got some Future. We got
a little bit of
good majority.
everything.
Okay,
Okay,
good
all right.
majority.
Fair
too.
enough.
We got some Phil Collins on there too.
All right, in the air tonight.
Really?
I'm liking that.
You got Phil on there.
I do have Phil Collins on there.
I got mad
Come on
respect
now.
for you
I
on
like
that.
that. I like
Come
that.
on now.
So 2-4 wants us to ask him some really hard. Mercado's right there. He wants us to ask him some hard hitting questions, some investigative questions.
Right. But actually, speaking of 2-4,
How about 2-4? Tell us about that guy.
man, you talk about
Yeah, what's
me
it like going up against him in practice?
I don't want to say it on the mic. He might get upset. Might be
Okay.
a little easy to me. Might be a little easy for me to go up against 2-4 other than opposing offenses.
You
but-
just kind of wish you'd make it a little more challenging.
right?
Right.
Just a
Push
little
me a
more
little bit,
challenging.
man.
Yeah,
Push me a
get in
little
there.
bit.
Do it
Yeah,
like
come
you do
on.
on Saturdays.
Come on.
But you talk about getting ready before the game, man. Before this game, he's actually my roommate too as well.
Oh,
Mark Anderson.
baby.
So we
Okay.
got a lot back and forth. But,
Okay. Okay.
he sent me some text messages before this game because he wasn't able to travel. He had an injury, but he sent me some motivational text messages today. Told me that he needed me, and I think that had a big part in the game that I had.
I was going
on
to say, I
Saturday.
think those were effective text messages.
Yes,
to say the
sir.
least.
It was. So I'm just blessed to have Ricardo Anderson. He's been my roommate since we first got here in the Green Tree Inn. We had a lot of deep talks first weeks coming in and during training camp.
What does that mean to you to have a guy like that? You both are coming into a situation that's brand new. You got to be able to lean on somebody and kind of bounce things off of each other. What does it mean to have somebody like that you can confide in and go to? You guys are kind of both going through the same thing and going through it together.
Man, it's great because I didn't have the greatest practice the first, day at training camp. I came back to the room. I said, man, they're going to cut me. After that first game or after that first practice, and Ricardo sat there and talked to me for hours. I mean, we had to get up in the morning, but we had a long, deep talk. And basically it was just, why are you here? How'd you get here? What did everything you went through to get here?
Right.
He just gave me those reminders, and reflection is a big deal in this game of football because you need to realize where you came from, how you got there, how hard you worked and all that. And he constantly reminds me that every day. And his big thing is put it on film every week. So I came home from the 7 touchdowns, I'm excited. And he said, do it again. Like
I got almost 2 gigs of film on here that I can't even run because the file's so big. I want to show these touchdowns of yours from the other night, but they're unbelievable. You have put some great stuff on film here so far for this football team.
I want to keep it going. I want to keep it going.
Absolutely.
So when you are in a flow like you were Saturday night, what goes through your head? What's in your helmet when you get that first touchdown? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you top it off with a 2-point conversion.
Man, the first thing going through my head is let me get this first catch out the way. If I get that first completion out the way, I feel like the rest of the game I could be unstoppable. And I scored the first touchdown, and their offense comes back and score again. And I'm like, man, I got to keep contributing. I got to keep doing what I can do, what I can control to help us win. And I feel like me scoring touchdowns gives us a good opportunity to win. So that's what I try to keep doing each and every drive in and out.
you know, you get out on the football field, Ed, and there's a lot of guys going against each other. But when it comes down to it, play after play, it's usually just you and another guy going after it all night long.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you usually, Quentin, to find out, hey, you know what? I could take this guy tonight, or I'm going to make the most out of this guy tonight.
I try to get it in usually in the first possession, in the first drive. Try to feel out how he plays. If I use this certain move right here, how he reacts, I try to set it up in the first possession so that throughout the rest of the game, I know his tendencies and how to run certain routes on him and go from there.
As it went on, did it feel like there were like open holes, open lanes, and like the football was like a beach ball? So when Caleb's throwing the ball, you're just like the catches are coming to you so easily as the game went on.
Right. Yeah, it did start to open up for me, and I always tell Coach Rod every time we go on the field, like, "Hey, feed me." Like even when I'm not open, I like to tell him like, "Hey, I was open right there." And a big thing that I tell Caleb too is just put it in my vicinity. You know, I like my one-on-one matchup. Because at the end of the day, even if the DB's in coverage, he still has to go up with me at the end of the day to try to make a play, just like I got to try to make a play. And
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they call it the 50-50 ball. I like to call it the 80-20 ball when I'm going up.
It's 100% my ball is what
Yes,
it's
sir.
like.
Or
exactly right.
100-0 ball.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think they have the confidence in you, Quentin, to know that you're going to go up and make the effort to try to pull the football
sir.
down. So that's got to be a great feeling as well for the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
So Coach Moss says that Wall is undefeated. I think you beat it twice on Saturday.
It looks
Yeah,
like
how are the ribs?
It
Exactly.
it looks like I beat it, but I'm still kind of feeling it. It's Monday now, but yeah, the Wall is undefeated. I was kind of playing jokes when I first came here. I was like telling my parents, like, I want to go over the Wall so bad and catch touchdowns. And Coach Rod Windsor was telling me, like, hey, that Wall's undefeated now. And you know, when we
Careful
first
what you wish
right
for.
when we
Yes.
first started practicing indoors, I was like, man, this Wall is there, but a lot of people ask me, like, does it hurt going over the wall? But you don't even realize that when you just want to catch the ball. So
Yeah.
most of the time I'm catching the ball. As soon as I catch it, the wall is just right there. So I don't even think about the wall at all because I know at the end of the day, my teammate's going to be upset if I don't come down with it. So I got to come down with it.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Do you just block everything out when you got the ball and you know that wall's coming and you smack into it like you did twice on Saturday? You just go over and you get back up and you show the ref, I got the ball,
Yep,
touchdown.
'cause that's all that matters at the end of the day is if you come down with it or not.
You don't have time to worry about the wall. You're too busy concentrating on catching that football, right?
Exactly. Tunnel vision.
Exactly. Right. What was the first time you really took it into the wall, whether it was in practice here at the Family Toyota Center when you finally got that, okay, this wall, it's there, but, you know, it's not that bad.
Probably when I went into the stands against Bay Area the first
Okay.
time when I caught that corner route and fell into the fans.
Yes.
I was like, all right,
Yes.
you know, it's really not that bad going over the wall.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. I gave the fans the hug, you know, give some entertainment. So it's really fun to make those type of catches.
Oh, sure.
Unbelievable.
Going over as opposed to into and then over. That's a whole different situation.
Right.
Q, what does it mean to you to be a Northern Arizona Wrangler?
Means a lot, man, because I want to say 2-3 months ago, I was a nobody really. I was on the couch. I was just working a regular job, just living life, living normal. I put the athletic career it was kind of behind me. It was kind of fading away. So to be a Northern Arizona Wrangler to get this opportunity, man, it means a lot. And I try to show that through my play on Saturday.
Well, you are definitely doing that through your play. And look at you now. You're a professional football player, balling out on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. I mean, you are getting it done here. We look forward to you watching you progress throughout the season here. We thank you for joining us here tonight.
Can I give a shout out before I get off?
Oh, of course. Give a shout out. Give a couple shout outs.
Shout out to my O-line first and foremost.
Oh, that's a good shout out.
First and foremost.
That's a good way to
I wouldn't
start.
be here with the 7 touchdowns if it wasn't for my O-line. And also shout out to my receiving corps, man. I like to think that we have one of the best receiving corps in the IFL and stamp that because going on in the rest of the season, we're going to show it.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Oh, and Q, your family gave you mad love when we were doing the pregame show down in Tucson. So give some love to your family.
Oh, hey, mom, dad, auntie, grandma, Mama Joyce, Miss Shannon, Kari.
They're all watching.
Man,
too.
everybody that watches me back home in Pensacola, Florida, I appreciate you. I do it for y'all, too.
Wide receiver Quentin Randolph, 7 receptions, 115 yards, 5 touchdowns, and that's just receiving. He had 2 rushing touchdowns as well this past Saturday night against the Tucson Sugar Skulls. This guy is on the rise, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for joining us, Quentin. We really appreciate your time, and go get him again this Saturday night
sir.
out there in Cali.
Thank you guys for having me.
Stay with us here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. We'll come right back for our next special guest, defensive end Jaquan Artis. We're going to flip sides of the football when we come back here. Stay with us. We'll be right back to the Colt Grill in Prescott Valley right after this.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. To do
There's a little piece of magic in the heart of the Verde Valley where adventure is encouraged. Whether you're whining and dining, rocking and rolling, or pushing and pulling, it's your adventure. Play however you choose.
Mosquitoes, ticks, pests, the worst. They can spread diseases. She goes round and round the whole yard, sometimes twice. Look at that toy. Yeah, the cobwebs. Fascinating. Danke, Orkin.
Welcome back inside the Colt Grill here in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona. The Wranglers Roundup on the air. James Poovey coming to you alongside my partner, Mr. Ed Cole. We're pleased now to be joined by the Havoc Wreaker, one of the Havoc Wreakers here on this Northern Arizona Wranglers football team, the defensive end, Jaquan Artis, the Indoor Football League Defensive Player of the Week last week. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me up here.
Hey,
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate you coming on with us. Talk about what it means to you to be a really big part of this football team and a big contributor on the defensive side of the football.
I mean, when we come to defense, I mean, we all just look to see who's going to make the play. But we all just have to go out there and do our job. We all just do our job and do our part in the defense, and we all come together at the end, and it's just we doing that.
It all works out, right?
Yes, sir.
Jaquan, speaking of coming together, you guys are coming together so fast. You know, it seems like a training camp was like a month or so ago, and we're already coming into week 7 of the season, game 5 of the game 6 of the season. Are you surprised about how quick this defense has come together and it's played right now so far? One of the top defenses in the league.
Yes, sir. I mean, when it all came in, I mean, we all just got that bond together, and it came real fast. I mean, you know, it was a business part of it, but it was always like a friendship, like a closer the brother type junk, and we just grind with each other, and we make each other better each and every day, and it came fast.
How much do you love to play the game of football? What does it mean to you to play football and be able to do it professionally and have a whole lot of fun doing it?
Football was always a thing that was deep down in me that I wanted to do when I was younger. A guy came with me, and you know, he put me in a position, and I never ever even had to like experience of the sport. And when I started, you know, I just fell in love with it. 'Cause, you know, I could always get to hit the next person, you know, take my anger out, and you know, play fast, and it's just. The love of the game was fun.
You know, they frown on you running around hitting people when you're not on the football field. So when you can do it and it counts
Right.
for something, that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's too much fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Jaquan. How fun is it to run around and go after quarterbacks and go after a wide receiver? Whoever's got the football, you go after them with your laser focus. You're hell bent on knocking that dude out.
Well, you know, when that play start, you know, I always got the destination. You know, I got to get there, and the person in front of me got to stop me from getting there. So it's just, you know, it's a battle thing, and you know, it's just the grudge that I love it. You know, see who's the better man, and you got to face me all night. So yeah, it's gonna be a long night.
So I like the word grudge. He's like, I got a grudge
Yes.
against everybody that's trying to stop me from getting to the guy with the ball.
I believe almost every good football player has some sort of chip on their shoulder. They're playing for some reason or something deep down inside. There's some little fire that burns within them that'll light their own fire and allow them to play at a very high level. How has this defense become the number one defense in the IFL? How has that happened so fast?
Oh no, I mean, coming here, all these guys, you know, shoot, I mean, we just, you know where we want to go, we know where we want to be, so it's like, so we're doing it, you know, you just gotta get to where you want to go, and you know, at the same time, you're thinking about, you know, we gotta win, we gotta do this, we gotta play great, we gotta be good on film, so
yes.
So it just makes us all play better, and you know, just knowing that we got to do what we got to do. Take care of business.
Jaquan, we always ask any offensive player we have on here, what's it like going up against the defense? How does this defense going up against the top-ranked defense in the league or one of the top defenses in the league, how does that make you better? So you going up against one of the top offenses in the league, especially the way this offense has turned around over the last 4 weeks, how has that made you a better defense going up against Caleb Barker and all the wide receivers like Quentin? We just had him on. I'm sure going up against him is a task in practice.
Yeah. Those guys definitely give us a great look in practice. Get us very well prepared for the game that we're facing that week, and you know it's all like a battle, and like we hate each other in practice, but it's all fun and games because we know like that's our brother. We'll never hurt our brother, but at the same time it's like we're coming after you. You know what I'm saying?
But you know you're all making each other better at the same time,
sir.
right? That's the beauty part of
for the greater good,
thing.
right?
All right.
So let's say it's Saturday night. You're in a 3-point stance. You're coming off the football. You got your hands into the chest of that offensive lineman. You shed the block. You get outside. You keep outside contained. You got that outside arm free, just like your coach to do.
Yes, sir.
And you see the running back coming at you, or maybe you got a wide receiver out there in the flat, and you got the kill shot. What does that feel like?
I mean, all the edge and everything is just it all plays a part. You know, when you're out there on the football field, it's different from when you're looking at it and when you're actually playing it. So it's like it's all happening so fast to you guys, but it's like we got to keep our composure down. We gotta settle down and slow things down for us in the game. So yeah, it's all plays a part in emotions and everything else. It's just
good stuff.
Yes, sir. It feels great.
I feel like you could put a helmet on right now and we could do some head-ons right out here in front of the table.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
you handle that.
I'm gonna
right
need
here.
it. I'm gonna need it.
I'm good right here. Yeah, you go up against Jaquan and see what happens. So Jaquan, when you got the news, you got the DPOW last week. How did that make you feel?
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. You know, for them telling me that. You know, I mean, when it comes to the game, I'm not worrying about having the awards and stuff like that. I'm just want to play my game, and you know. And with me playing my game, you know, that's just after end of the resort, you know, to the award is just an extra. So,
we appreciate you taking the time tonight, Jaquan. We wish you continued success. It's a thrill. It's a pleasure to watch you play football. I love the aggressiveness, being a former defensive player myself and playing up front on the line. So I enjoy watching you do things all over the field for this Wranglers football team, and we are blessed to have you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Defensive end Jaquan Artist joining us here on the program tonight. Stay with us. We'll come right back here to the Colt Grill in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona, and wrap up another edition of the Wranglers Roundup. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
How's the internet looking for you?
Well, I'm just trying to get it open still.
Well, it's acting up again?
Yes.
Oh, man.
We live in such an interconnected world at this point that completely relies on internet service for just about everything. And kind of feels like you're a little bit left out.
Wireless internet is an absolute necessity. Small towns have been underserved for far too long.
I work from home as a teacher, and it's a very difficult situation if I have a bad internet connection.
We have to have the internet. That's our only way to do our jobs.
I'll try to open something, I'll have internet lag, my program will crash, and it's really inconsistent.
Internet here is like a small car payment, and that's a big chunk of money.
But when you don't get all that you pay for, that's infuriating.
Our internet service and our phone service are both pretty inconsistent. Calls dropping in areas where we don't have internet. It's frustrating.
Can you hear me? I'm looking for reliability, consistency, and if I'm not happy, I want to talk to a real human being.
Flashing broadband line. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot of options for us.
Small towns are writing a new economic chapter, but this requires a strong, fast, and reliable digital infrastructure. It's about people believing that they're cared about and connected to a future where they can thrive.
It doesn't feel right that we're getting left behind and not getting the same service that people in bigger cities get. that's just our reality.
We know there have been limited choices for affordable wireless and fast and reliable home internet. Entire parts of this country are left without a choice. Now that our merger with Sprint is complete, we have invested billions of dollars to bring America's largest and fastest 5G network to where you live.
We are bringing wireless and high-speed home internet beyond the big cities and into hometowns across America.
That's what we mean when we say 5G for all.
We welcome you back inside the Colt Grill here in Prescott Valley, Arizona, at another great edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. We had Coach Moss on with us, wide receiver Quentin Randolph, and defensive end Jaquan Artis joined us this evening.
No shortage of stars, star power for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. It starts from the head coaching to down to the players and throughout this entire organization. We thank them all for coming on. And let's get ready for Bay Area on Sunday.
Let's get ready for Bay Area. The team riding a 3-2 record now going into the contest this Sunday, at Bay Area. And that kickoff will be at 5:05 p.m. local time here in Prescott Valley, Arizona. Once again, thanks to our special guest tonight, head coach Les Moss, wide receiver Quentin Randolph, and defensive end Jaquan Artis. For my partner Ed Cole, I'm James Poovey saying so long for now from the Colt Grill here in Prescott Valley, Arizona. Stay with us 2 weeks from tonight. We'll be right back here for another edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great night, and go Wranglers.